All right, greetings. Welcome back to Black Bear News, where everything is connected. Bringing you another old school classic Black Bear News upload. Thank you all for hanging out with me on the daily, Monday through Friday. This show comes to you for free 99. And if you want to support the channel, you know how to do it. There are links in the description box. Those are the best ways to do it. Also, if you want to send me articles or send other people articles or have a general exchange or chat, go to Telegram, t.me/BlackBearNewsChat. It's a good place to exchange information. All right? Okay. I wish my sound could be louder, and I'm sorry if it's not loud enough, but I will try to be as loud as possible. So let's start with this first story out of The Guardian. An overwhelming majority of young Americans worry about the climate crisis. A survey of young people aged 16 to 25 from all U.S. states shows concerns across the political spectrum. The overwhelming majority of young Americans worry about the climate crisis, and more than half say their concerns about the environment will affect where they decide to live and whether to have children. New research finds. It's pretty significant. Yes. The study comes just weeks after back-to-back hurricanes Helene and Milton pummeled the southeastern U.S. Flooding from Helene caused more than 600 miles of destruction from Florida's west coast to the mountains of North Carolina, while Milton raked across the Florida peninsula less than 2 weeks later. One of the most striking findings of the survey was that this is across the political spectrum, so left and right understand or are beginning to understand that this is a problem. And I bet, they're talking about young Americans, but I bet most Americans, young and old, I bet that it would go across the generational spectrum as well. It's very early. I need more coffee. The study was published. Hold on. It's across the political spectrum. There was no state sample where the endorsement of climate anxiety came in less than 75%. The study was published in the Lancet Planetary Health and follows a 2021 study covering 10 countries. Both the previous and current study were paid for by Avaz, an advocacy group. And they go into all the numbers. Overwhelming majority of young people say they were worried about the climate crisis. 85% said they were moderately worried, and more than half, 57%, said they were very or extremely worried. Nearly 2/3 endorsed that statement. The statement, humanity is doomed. 2/3. 2/3. More than half the sample endorsed, I'm hesitant to have children. Again, another data point that people see the problem enough. I don't think people are coming to this conclusion based on theory, right? I don't think it's theoretical. I think it's experiential, which is one of the biggest and probably most important data points people have in making up their mind about a subject, right? And so, again, for the denialists, and for the people that are like, it's absolutely not a thing, or, whatever. Well, I think that people's experiences of, what they're living through, especially people who live through extreme weather events, they're obviously experiencing something of significance enough to make them go, oh, yeah, this is a thing. This is an issue. Obviously, the climate is changing. Obviously, things are different. Obviously, things are so different, they're affecting me personally. And obviously that, observationally, it's fairly obvious. I want to eventually gonna, uh, I want to eventually play a video from James Corbett. Um, it's interesting. It's it is a climate denialism video, but I want to play it to kind of counter the video, to play it and kind of I don't know, just look at it, just pick it apart a little bit. But I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. I think it might be interesting. I love James Corbett. I like his work, but this one video left me scratching my chin and doing a ponder face. All right, let's move on to the next story, because time is something we're all running short of. Just making sure this comes up. This is something that's being talked about all over the place. The Fed, the bankruptcy possibility for a default or bankruptcy in the U.S. is growing because the debt is growing by insane leaps and bounds. This is from October 18th. Originally, Bitcoin, well, Elon Musk sparked a Bitcoin price panic. Tesla owns quite a bit of Bitcoin. $750 million worth of Bitcoin, which is a lot. Lots of people have more. He moved it to a new address following 2 years of dormancy, sparking speculation Tesla may have sold off its remaining Bitcoin. This is just part of the story, but now, as billionaire investor Stanley Druckenmiller issues a serious Federal Reserve warning, Elon Musk has repeated a warning that the U.S. is hurtling toward the brink of bankruptcy. Excess government spending is driving America to bankruptcy, Musk posted to X, social media platform he bought and rebranded from Twitter. Musk's post quoted an anonymous finance account that had said $500 billion was added to the national debt in just the last 3 weeks. $500 billion was added to the debt in 3 weeks. $500 billion. The government is out of control. Meanwhile, speaking during a town hall meeting in Folsom, Pennsylvania, Musk warned inflation could again spiral out of control as a result of crazy government spending. Federal government is spending America into bankruptcy, and that's what really leads to inflation when the government spends more than it brings in. He called it a pernicious tax, etc. And, I know Elon Musk is not the guru or the oracle we should all make him out to be, but when he speaks, it does put pressure negatively or positively on the market, and that is actually a reality. The U.S. Treasury, your tax dollars are being wasted at a staggering rate. And we all know this. I don't know. I don't know if there's really a quick way out of this. I think people are hoping that Trump will be elected and somehow rate in this problem. I don't, I think his only tools might be things that people really don't want to grapple with, right? He's going to slash government spending. Well, the government seems to be failing all over the place. And slashing spending, I think, will only make the government more inept. I don't know if it's going to make it less corrupt, but definitely more inept. And it's going to put people Um, people's safety and their needs. It's gonna further impact their safety, their needs, their what they rely on the government for as far as spending. And so are they going to slash military spending? Is my question. Are they going to slash military funding um, and funding escapades around the planet? Um, this would be if I were running the show, this would be the first place I would look to cut government spending, not necessarily social programs, but that's never the way it works. It's always who's going to pay for it when it comes to helping the people, and when it comes to funding the military, nobody even bats an eye. Lash. And lastly, I don't really need to read a whole lot of this, but Chris Hedges, just the headline sums it up, I think, pretty nicely. The choice this election is between corporate and oligarchical power. And I don't know what the difference is there, but, he's going to go on to explain it. There is a civil war within capitalism. Kamala Harris is the face of corporate power. Donald Trump is the mascot of the oligarchs. Either way, we lose. I don't know. I think it's all mixed up. And I don't know. Again, I don't know what the difference is. Oops. Sorry about that. Don't need to look at that. Are we back here? We're back here. Sorry, I didn't know that was going to switch up on us. And I think that, obviously they both support. Some people think that Donald Trump wants to end the war in Gaza quickly, though he's a big supporter and fan of Israel, so I don't know that that's necessarily the case. We'll see. Again, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's long and it's good. Read it if you dare. Choice in this election is between corporate and oligarchical power. When is it not? Corporate power needs stability and technocratic government. Oligarchical power thrives on chaos. Okay. I don't know. The last 3 years feels pretty chaotic. I know that 3 or 4 years before that was pretty chaotic. Well, we had Trump and culminating in the pandemic during his administration, but the last 3 years feel pretty chaotic. So I could go through and pick apart this article. I'm not going to do it today. Maybe another day. But the choices that we are left with are all the wrong choices, and we know this. We need better choices, but in order to get better choices, I think we need to find a way to stand up for better choices, demand better choices, I insist on better choices. What say you? Leave a comment, leave a like, share the video, etc. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. for another live stream. And until next time, peace.